Hey y'all, this is Nina with Nina Bakes Cakes, and today I'm going to show you how to make a gumbo cake. But not only that, I'm going to share with you tips on how to make the best gumbo ever, like real gumbo. You definitely need to start off with a good roux. I usually make my own. That's the best way according to my mom. But if you don't have time, like I didn't when making this video, you use store-bought. Luckily, I had the right colors in the pantry. I think it's like a strawberry, which gave me a dark color. And then I had peach cobbler, which gave me a lighter color. And right now I'm just mixing them up together to get a true gumbo color. My roux, I mean jam, was a little too chunky, so I did add a little water. I wanted a little of the chunkiness to remain because it gave the illusion of having onions and bell peppers in the sauce like a real gumbo. Next, you start off with your chicken. In a real gumbo, you start cooking the chicken first because it takes the longest to cook. For cake gumbo, I'm molding a piece of modeling chocolate. Then I'm taking another piece of modeling chocolate and spreading that out thin and pressing it against a textured mat. This gives it that chicken skin texture that'll come through when you paint it. Here it ripped and gave it an even more realistic texture because cooked chicken skin isn't perfect, y'all. And we're going for real, not perfect. Once that is done, I start painting with ivory and brown gel food coloring mixed with a little of lemon extract. Not water because colored water tends to beat up on chocolate while lemon extract evaporates faster. Next is our sausage. I took a piece of modeling chocolate and dyed it brown and shaped it into a sausage. Added some speckles of white and like buttercup yellow modeling chocolate and blended it in there to resemble some of that fat and meat you see in a real sausage. I frayed the sides a little to make it look like a grilled sausage before putting it in the pot. Like I normally do for a real gumbo, I like to grill and season my meat first before throwing it in the pot. Now for the painting. I start painting the sides with burgundy, brown, and ivory. This is going to be smoked sausage, by the way. Another secret to a good gumbo is the smoked meat. If I had time, I would make turkey neck for my gumbo cake as well, but y'all, Hurricane Ida is coming and I tried to film this tutorial as fast as I could so I can prepare. This little patting motion you see me doing with a brush is adding texture to our chocolate sausage. Look at that. Oh yeah, we got sausage, y'all. Now here comes one of my favorite ingredients of all time, shrimp. Oh, do I love me some shrimp and chocolate. So guess what? I'm making a chocolate shrimp. I start off with making the curved shape of a shrimp when it cooks. Now, again, I like to grill my meats and seafoods before throwing them in the pot for a regular gumbo. When you grill shrimp after cutting it down the center to get the pooping line out and clean it real good and grill them, you get this sort of frayed texture. So that's what we're doing here. I'm making that little frayed part. Then I paint with ivory, orange, and brown. Next is our crab legs. Y'all, I hate crabs in gumbo because I hate using my fingers when trying to enjoy my gumbo. But the flavor, oh, crab legs takes your gumbo to a whole nother level. So we're going to go ahead and add it in there. It's also one of the last ingredients in an actual gumbo because you never want to overcook your seafood. So now I'm just molding out a piece of modeling chocolate to resemble the shape of a crab leg and shaping out the claw. Then we begin to paint with orange and a little bit of red. I add in some brown to give it a little bit of shading and also because I saw it in a picture that way. Moving on to the rice. I didn't know if I wanted long grain or medium, so I did a mixture. Pretty much whatever came out when I rolled a piece of modeling chocolate between my fingers. Oh, and how can I forget one of my other favorite ingredients in an actual gumbo? Egg. I am team egg in the gumbo. I grew up with my mama always having boiled eggs in our gumbo, true Louisiana Creole style. So I made a mold of an actual egg using some food safe mold putty. Now I'm going to pour some melted chocolate in it. My chocolate was thick, y'all, but it actually worked out perfect because I didn't have to do several coats just to get that thickness. I poured the chocolate in there once, poured it out, then put the whole thing in the freezer for about 20 minutes, and voila, hard-boiled egg. Not sure if you can see it, but the mold also gave it a little crack along the side. I love when unexpected things happen like this and give your cake an even more realistic feel. And here we go. All of our ingredients. And those little red things in the corner, y'all, those are crawfish. Now we need something to put our gumbo in. I did two 7-inch round chocolate cakes, about 1-inch high layers, and carved one layer into a dome shape. I'm filling it with some leftover yellow buttercream I had and crumb coating. I chilled the cake and added another layer of buttercream, chilled again, then smoothed it out with a smoother. That little cardboard that you see on top, I actually went back and added a small 5-inch circle to the part of the cake that will be the bottom of the bowl so that it lays flat when I flip it over. And now I'm covering the cake with white fondant. Once you cover the cake, you want to smooth it out and cut along the edges. Then flip it. I put a 7-inch parchment circle on top, then a 7-inch round pan, and flipped it again. You'll see why in just a second. I wanted to add a lip around the bowl, so that's what I'm doing here. You'll see when I flip the bowl back over, it gives it a raised edge along the perimeter of the bowl, so I can add my ingredients and sauce without spilling over. Now the fun part, putting it all together. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Just place your ingredients in the bowl. I start off with the egg, of course, because again, I love eggs in my gumbo. Add a little chicken, crab, shrimp, sausage, and crawfish, and a little bit of sauce. And our rice. And there you have it, a gumbo cake. Ça c'est bon. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and make sure you subscribe. There's much more coming. Now let's get into this cake. Time for a slice of gumbo.